The real problem when it comes to sugar cravings is people are not eating properly. They're not feeding themselves properly, not eating meals that are big enough with enough calories, protein, enough fiber. They're not eating properly. Most Americans are just not eating properly. And a lot of times people will focus on the sugar. Why am I craving sugar? How do I stop craving sugar? The answer to stop craving sugar is to make your meals bigger. Eat actual real meals. Most Americans are not eating real meals. I see this, guys, all the time with my clients. 99% of clients who come to me dealing with intense sugar cravings, they're not feeding themselves properly. They're eating these little snacks throughout the day, barely eating a breakfast, barely eating a lunch, and then they're like focused on the sugar cravings when the sugar cravings are just a symptom of them not getting proper nutrition. And when you're not properly feeding your body, nothing you do with sugar is going to stop the cravings. So when I post a reel saying you can include a cookie, a lot of times people will get mad and be like, you're a terrible nutritionist because you're telling everybody to eat junk food. That's not what I'm saying. But people are in this very black and white thinking. I'm either always eating junk or I'm always eating clean. But really, you need to be in the gray zone, in the middle. Prioritize your meals. Prioritize protein and fiber. I actually said this in my reel. Prioritize how you're feeding your body. Prioritize your nutrition. And then if you want a cookie, add a cookie or an ice cream bar or something, then you can do it. But those cravings go way down when you start to, really prioritize feeding your body properly. And there is no other trick on the planet other than feeding yourself properly that actually fixes that problem. And for the people who say sugar is addictive, do you sit around eating tablespoons of white table sugar? You just can't stop eating white table sugar? No, you don't. The only thing that makes white table sugar actually taste good is when you combine it with a lot of fat, like candy. Candy is mostly fat with some sugar, right? Or we combine fats with sugar and salt, right? These are the combinations that start to make these things taste very palatable, and they're also very low in fiber. So if your diet is already low in fiber and protein, of course you are going to over crave these foods, but it's not an addiction, because people who are like drug addicts, they break into people's homes to steal money to get their next fix. They break into, their parents' homes and they pawn things. They, steal things. They basically put their kids' lives at risk so that they can continue with their addiction. People who crave Oreos are not breaking into people's homes. They're not like breaking into the grocery store to get their next fix of Oreos. So it's definitely different, okay?